Good evening and welcome to Anchorage, Alaska for Alaska Baseball League action. This is Dr. John Groth on the pregame show. I had a chance to talk to a lot of folks today, and we're going to get some unique voices on the air here before this one. I got a chance to talk to a number of the players. We'll play some of those in-game interviews as the night progresses. But I also had a chance to talk to the queen of AIA baseball, Casey Cole, and also had a chance to talk to Quinn Besna, our social media specialist and our photographer for the Chinooks. And we're going to play those interviews. We'll play Casey here in just a minute. This game tonight will be game number 14 of the summer for the Chugiak Eagle River Chinooks. They are 5-8 overall, 4-6 in ABL play. And the Anchorage Glacier Pilots are 4-9-1 overall, 4-9 in ABL play going into tonight. That those two records for the Chinooks, that's good for fourth place. And actually, the standings are a little bit cattywampus right now with the Matsu Miners and the Oilers have actually finished a game. They said it's tied. It's not tied. That was a Oiler win. So Oilers officially are 5-4, and the Matsu Miners are 5-5, and so that would still keep the Chinooks in fourth, and it would keep the Pilots in fifth for now. But kind of a log jam in the middle of the conference. The Bucks are out early, 8-2 in ABL play. They're in first place right now. So this game tonight will be between the Chinooks, and we're down here for the 8th time in 11 days, and we'll have a little reprieve from coming to Anchorage for a while, as the next ball game will be Wednesday night at Palmer, so another road game. And then we got 3 at home. But before we do that, the king of AI baseball, Tim Cole, is meeting with the umpires at home plate. He's meeting with head coach Rich Price of the Glacier Pilots. But let's hear from Casey Cole, the queen of AIA baseball. All right, we're outside the Chinook dugout with the queen of AIA baseball, Casey Cole. And so, Casey, talk about what it's like just being the queen of AIA baseball.
The queen, that is a title. I feel honored to be the queen, but truthfully, I do feel very honored to get to be a part of a program like this. I'm obviously not in every element that goes on. I'm not in the discipleship pieces every day, but the little bits that I get to have with the guys are build over the season, and by the end of the season I've got a whole host of young men that I consider family, and rooting for, hope they succeed in life, come to know the Lord, all those things.
Well, you pour in these guys every day, and I'll just say thank you from my standpoint, knowing what I've saw Danielle do for so many years, and you've filled her shoes beautifully. Today you've got the PBJ station on the road.
It's on the road. We have it, it might not look like much, but in God's kingdom, he can take very little things and make it grand in your belly.
5 loaves and 2 fish.
That's right.
Right? That's what it represents. So, talk about your anniversary weekend, okay? You guys have been married in, I guess, 12 years.
Yes.
So, congratulations
Thank
on
you.
that. And it makes me think that 12 years ago, when you were getting married, we were starting Chinook baseball. So that's pretty
true,
cool.
yeah.
But you're going to spend almost every anniversary on a baseball field.
Yes.
Somewhere on this planet.
Yes.
So talk about what it's like to deal with that element of your life, because that's a special day for you guys.
Yeah, I don't know, even something growing up in my family, I've learned to just appreciate quality of time together versus an actual day. And so, it makes us flex a little bit. So our actual day, we joked about it being extra romantic because we had the midnight sun game. So not only was I at a baseball field, but it got to start at 9 p.m. Right. So it was a special day.
1 in the morning.
It was a very special day. But we got to celebrate the next day. We had an off day, and so we had just wonderful quality time together the next day. And you just learn to flex and not get too set on something specific like a day. And baseball teaches you to be flexible.
Exactly, and so thanks for your flexibility. However, I want to let people know that there's a whole other side of you. You're an athlete, and you're involved with other athletes. Talk about that side of KC, because you have your own ministry in that area, right?
Yeah, I do. I get to work on the volleyball side of things. I was a two-sport athlete in college, volleyball and basketball, but I've got a little special place in my heart for the volleyball athletes. And so, yeah, I get to work with some of our pro American players that are playing overseas. They're often in places where they don't speak the language, and so we tried to create a space online for them to come together, and we do Bible studies. I'm a chaplain for a local team. We do work in South Asia with volleyball, so I get to do a lot of unique things throughout the year with my girls and my volleyball athletes, and then in the summertime I morph into a baseball baseball mom. So it's a pretty special life.
Do you miss the volleyball when you're with the baseball, or is it just so consuming here that you just don't have a lot of time to process missing it?
It's different.
Okay.
My role is different in both categories, and so I have come to appreciate my role here more and lean into what it looks like. I think my role with the guys is more of a slow burn than with I'm in the discipleship time with the girls. I'm leading the group, but I've seen God work in both situations in really unique ways, and so I think it's just coming to appreciate the differences and really lean into what God has for me in whatever season I'm in.
Well, thanks for pouring into the Chinooks year after year. I'm really excited about you and Tim being the king and queen of this thing. And so these guys may not tell you enough. I hope they do, but you are a huge part of what we do. I know that they love their Mama C, and I do too. So thanks for pouring in. Thanks for taking time to talk to me.
Thanks, John. Appreciate you.
All right. That was Casey Cole. Tim Cole, head coach, general manager, and a director of AIA Baseball. His wife, and they just celebrated an anniversary on, I think, Saturday. And so we played Saturday night down here, and then so they took yesterday to celebrate that. So best of wishes for their 12th anniversary. Let's walk you through the starting lineups as we get ready to play baseball here in Anchorage. We're starting at a reasonable time tonight, 6 o'clock start. And let's walk you through the Chinook lineup. 5-8 on the year, 4-6 in ABL play. They're led by second-year head coach Tim Cole. Kyle Peets is the pitching coach. Ted McGovern, the first base coach and associate head coach. Here's the lineup for tonight. Leading off is the second baseman Oliver Dagenhart. Batting second, shortstop Louis Zuleika. Batting third baseman Jordan Jaffe. The DH will bat cleanup R.J. Rickaball. First baseman Jacob Hayes will bat fifth. The catcher Tim Reynolds will bat sixth. Center fielder Jaden Hill will bat seventh. Right fielder Sam Kwapnowski will bat eighth. And batting ninth for the Chinooks, left fielder Brady Groves. On the mound is Nolan Livesey. Defensively for the Pilots, you got a newbie out in left field, Jacob Cowes. First day in Alaska, he's out there in left. Luke Stolga will hold down center field. Dylan Marks in right tonight. Chase Knight at third. Luke Hefner at short. Troy Sanders at second, Brendan Shanahan at first, Bo Rico behind the plate, and on the mound, 6'2", 210, a right-handed freshman from Dallas Baptist University out of Cedar Hill, Texas, David Hefner. And David Hefner, this will be his third start against the Chinooks this season. And so he had a really good start in Chugiak earlier this summer. His outing down here was not as sharp, and we'll see which David Hefner we get tonight as the Chinooks and the Pilots getting ready to play baseball. Dr. John Groth with you on the play-by-play. Going to be just a couple of minutes late. First pitch is in there for strike one. We're underway at 6:02, and actually it was listed as a 6:10 start, but they're going to scrap the 6:10. They used to be on the radio, and that's why they did the 10-minute delay thing. And they're not on. I don't think they're on the radio anymore. So we've got word from Casey Roll, their communications director, that the rest of the games here in Anchorage are going to be 6 o'clock starts, not 6:10. Ground ball right up the middle. Boy, you got to hurry with Ollie's speed, and they're not going to make the play. I'm giving that a hit. We'll see how they score it on the scoreboard, and I'll have to check the live stats here. There are live stats tonight, so, and they aren't going to post for another 15 minutes because Well, I'm not sure. The game time is listed at 6:10, and so the computer doesn't know any different, and so those live stats will start popping. Well, they are popping now. So, and they did in fact give Ali a hit. So Degenhardt breaks up the no-hitter immediately. Here's Louis Zulaika, takes the ball, and it's 1 ball, no strikes. Dave Hefner pop up second base. Actually, first baseman's going to call him off, and there's out number 1. That's Brendan Shanahan with the easy pop fly. So Zulaika flies out to first. Now it's Jordan Jaffe. And Oliver just hopping off that bag, begging for a pickoff, and he got one. 5'11", 175 is Oliver Degenhardt. Truman State University out of St. Louis, Missouri. First pitch, pop up, shallow right center. Who's going to get it? And now the right fielder comes in, and that's a nice job by Dylan Marks. He had a long way to run, and he came all the way in on the turf part of this field and made the catch. Got some extended infield behind the marked infield area that's marked with the orange turf. And there's probably, 20 feet of, maybe 25 feet of turf. There goes Degenhardt, and a little hit and run, or run and hit, and the ball's fouled off. And, well, I thought, Oliver didn't realize it was fouled off, so he'll have to go back to first. Strike 1 to the DH, R.J. Rickabaugh. Rickabaugh, 5'10", 195, a freshman out of the University of Richmond, Coatesville, Pennsylvania native. 0-1 pitch. Boy, the fastball got by him. And it's quickly 0-2. David Hefner, back on the mound, 6'2" and 210. One of these days I need to get down and talk to those Hefner guys. His brother's playing short. Luke Hefner batting second tonight. My oldest daughter Hannah babysat the Hefner boys. She was a student at Dallas Baptist University. Their dad is the head coach at DBU. Dan Hefner has done a tremendous job of putting DBU baseball on the map in a big way nationally. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. The pitch misses high, 2-2. Just getting going here in Anchorage. And it's still scoreless. Top of the first. Strong wind going to blow toward the left field foul pole. Here's the 2-2. Popped out of play. We'll do it again. This is probably the strongest wind we've had in coming down to Mulcahy. The direction is west-southwesterly, 6 to 12. Game time temperature 66 degrees, 60% humidity, so beautiful day. Just a little breezy down the left field side. Those right-handers that pull the ball from basically the left center gap over to the foul pole are going to get some help tonight. That wind is going pretty good. Off the plate, 3-2. So nice job by RJ to work this to a full count. He was 0-2, and now it's 3-2. Here's the pitch. Check swing, didn't go. Ball 4. So first walk issued by David Hefner. First and second, 2 outs. Here's the 5-hitter, first baseman Jacob Hughes. Hayes, excuse me. Got Hughes on the brain here. Jacob Hayes, 6'5" and 220. Big right-handed hitter, takes strike 1. Freshman out of Azusa Pacific University, Anacortes, Washington, native. Hefner the set. Here's the 0-1. High pop-up should end the inning. And Stolga in center. Now it's going to be the left fielder. Cow's coming over to make the grab for out number 3. The Chinooks get a couple of guys on base. They strand them. And we're through one half inning here at Mulcahy Stadium in Anchorage, Alaska on a beautiful night for baseball. Thank you, Lord, for some great weather in the first few weeks of ABL play. The Chinooks 0 and the Pilots coming to the plate. All right, we're outside the Chinook dugout talking to Nolan Livesey. And Nolan, give a little introduction on yourself, like where you go to school, what position you play, what your hometown is, and maybe just a little bit about how you became a Chinook.
Okay, so I'm from Denver, Colorado. I go to Metro State University, and I'm a left-handed pitcher. And I became a Chinook. I was going through a little bit of a drag through the season, and one of our ministers up here, Chris Rainwater, I told him I had interest in coming here, and he told me to go, and just on instinct, I said, all right, let's do it. So I decided to go, and that's kind of how that happened.
Do you know Zach Sundine?
I do not know Zach Sundine.
He was here a couple of nights ago, left-handed pitcher from Metro. And he was a 2-year, at least a 2-year Chinook, maybe a 3-year Chinook. He came up and gave us about 2 weeks last year as a left-hand pitcher, so I didn't know if I guess you guys are just separated enough that you wouldn't know him. But talk about a little bit about how it was to have Rain here, because you probably know Chris as well as anybody here, right?
Oh yeah, it's been a blessing having him up here. Just getting to know him a little bit more. He does a lot of small group ministry with us down at Metro, but
right.
Hearing him in a group setting and then being able to talk to him on a more personal level was really inspiring for me as I spent some time up here.
Probably saw a little different side of him. Is that true?
Yeah, definitely. I got to hear a little bit more about just his life and what brought him to Metro, which was really cool.
Anything stand out in the first 3 weeks of being up here that really is kind of that will be memorable for you?
I'd say the most impactful part is one, my host dad, he's awesome, and then the guys that I share my van with, I love picking them up every day. They're a bunch of young kids, so that's really fun and energetic for me. Brings some light into my life.
Talk about the van rides. You're one of our drivers, and by the way, thank you for doing that.
Yeah.
It's kind of a thankless job. You got to leave early, you get home late. So thanks for doing that. But talk about the van rides.
I mean, it's great. I love just sharing those memories, the laughs, everything about just those kids. I mean, some of them are just going into their freshman year of college, so it's fun to share my experience. Just now going into my 5th year of college, I've got some years on them, so that's pretty cool.
I'm a real grandpa. You're talking like you're a grandpa.
Sometimes it feels that way.
Well, I appreciate your leadership and you're willing to serve, because I'm driving those vans, it does get old sometimes, and so I really do appreciate what you're doing. As you wrap this up, any shout outs to family or friends back home?
Yeah, definitely my family. I want to give them a shout out for just believing in me and allowing me to be up here, and then especially my mom. I love her to death, and she wouldn't miss a game for the world, so just love you, Mom.
Well, looking forward to your throwing tonight.
I am.
Really looking forward to strike one, man. It's the best pitch in baseball.
Yep.
Thanks, Nolan.
Of course.
All right, big shout out to Nolan Livesey for his time, and he's on the mound right now, and it's a 3-2 count to leadoff hitter Troy Sanders, the second baseman for the Pilots. Still scoreless, bottom of the first inning. Glad you're with us. Dr. John Groth on the play-by-play. We're going to work our way through a number of in-game interviews. That was Nolan Livesey, the starting pitcher, that you just heard a moment ago. We also heard Casey Cole on the pregame interview as he actually walked Troy Sanders, so there goes the perfect game. And with the runner at first, nobody out, now it's Luke Hefner, the shortstop, brother of the pitcher David Hefner. And all Luke has done is shown up here and hit barrels. He has hit the ball hard every time we've played the Pilots since he arrived. First pitch just a tick high. Left on left matchup with Nolan Livesey. Nolan Livesey, 6'2", 185. A sophomore from Metro State University in Denver, Colorado. He is a native of Inglewood, Colorado. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Going to miss, 2-0. The lineup for the Pilots: Troy Sanders, the leadoff hitter at first base after the walk. Luke Kiefner second. He's the shortstop. Center fielder Luke Stulga will bat third. And take a moment here. Wait for this next pitch. And that hit him. So Kiefner gets hit by the pitch, and you got 2 on, nobody out here in the first inning. So a walk and a hit batter will bring up Dylan Marks, the right fielder, and out to the mound quickly goes the catcher, Timmy Reynolds. I don't know if it's because of the wind tonight, but these jets that are flying over are shaking this press box. So kind of loud. 2 on, nobody out for Dylan Marks. Nolan Livesey. First pitch, there's the bunt, and that'll stay fair. You're got to let it roll, and it goes foul. Good job by Jordan Jaffe, as the angle of that ball was just enough to take it foul. And really, the way it was bunted, you had no choice. If you let that go and it stays fair, it's going to be a hit anyway. So might as well let it roll and see if it goes foul, and that time it did. So 1 strike on the right fielder, Dylan Marks. Batting 5th for the Pilots, DH Rodrigo Barajas. Batting 6th is the third baseman, Chase Knight. Batting 7th, left fielder Jacob Kaus. Batting 8th, first baseman Brendan Shanahan. And batting 9th, as the bunt attempt is fouled off, is Bo Rico, the catcher. Defensively for the Chinooks, Brady Groves in left, Jaden Hill in center, Sam Kwapnowski in right, Jordan Jaffe at third, Louis Zuleika at short, Oliver Dagenhart at second, Jacob Hayes at first, Tim Reynolds behind the plate, and Nolan Livesey on the mound. 0-2 count now. He's going to show bunt again. Here it is. And there's the bunt, and that'll stay fair. Reynolds has got to pick it up and throw it, and he gets him. So good sacrifice there. It goes 2-3 for the sac bunt. And the runners move up 90 feet. Sanders to third, Kiefner to second. And now it's Luke Stulga, the center fielder, chance to drive some runs in. You're going to stay back up the middle. You're going to bring the corners in. So you got Hayes and Jaffe playing in. There's a high pop-up left field. Brady Groves under it. He's going to come in and make the grab. The runner's going to tag. Here comes the throw. And got him. Double play will end the inning. Nice throw from left fielder Brady Groves. So that'll go F7 and then 7-2, gunning down Troy Sanders at the plate. So the Chinooks, even though the Pilots had some traffic, some good defense to start this ball game by Brady Groves, catches the ball, makes a strong throw to the plate, and Timmy Reynolds applies the tag. So the Pilots, no runs on no hits. They will leave 1 guy on base. We'll head to inning number 2. Still scoreless. Back in just a minute. Welcome back to Mulcahy Stadium. Dr. John Groth with you, and appreciate the remarks from Mark Corbin. And we are definitely having some sounds of freedom today. F-24s zooming over the ballpark. First pitch in there for a strike. This is 6, 7, and 8 for the Chinooks. Tim Reynolds will get his first plate appearance against starting pitcher David Hefner. Hefner threw 15 pitches in facing 5 batters. First inning, ground ball, backhanded by brother Luke. Long throw. Not in time. Mr. Umpire took a while to make that call. Single to short, and that'll be the second infield hit for the Chinooks. Ball was sharply hit, and Hefner got to the ball and then got back to his feet, threw a one-hop long throw from the hole. Shanahan able to glove it, but Tim Reynolds legged out an infield single. First pitch high and away to Jaden Hill, ball 1. Jaden Hill, the center fielder. First time through the lineup for the Nooks here in the second inning. We're at the 7 position as snap throw over to Shanahan. And Reynolds back with a step and a dive. Going to shorten his lead now. The 1-0 off the plate, 2-0 to the Chinook center fielder. Switch hitting, Jaden Hill. Next pitch, off the plate, 3-0. So Hefner having a little trouble here with the command. He has walked 1 batter so far. He walked R.J. Rickaball back in the first inning. There's a solid strike. 3-1. Well, I'm just going to give you a heads up here. The reason I can pull that score bug is the Pilots are doing live stats. So if you want to get on their website, go to their schedule. Swing and a miss, 3-2. There's a button there. This is live stats. You can pull up all the stats you want on this game. And that's how I'm dragging that score bug in. Runner at first with nobody out. There's the pitch. And boy, just missed. Hill gets the call. Second walk issued by Hefner. 2 on, nobody out. And now it's Sam Kwapnowski. Kwapnowski, first time through, batting 8th for the Chinooks, and probably likely to see a sacrifice bunt here. And umpire's making some notes about a bag of the Chinooks that's out of the dugout, so he wants to make sure it's clear of live ball area, so we're back at it. Hefner the set and the pitch. And Kwapnowski shows bunt, pulls back, ball 1. Well, you got Chase Knight, the Pilot third baseman, crashing at third, taking away that bunt. And you also have Brendan Shanahan playing in front of the runner at first. The 1-0 slash and swing and a miss. So not a bad thought there, as Sam could not quite make contact on a bunt situation. And it's 1 ball, 1 strike. Here's the pitch. There's the bunt. And is it going to stay fair? It's on the line. Fair ball. Chase Knight thought he picked it up foul, and it was still on the line. Good call there by Mr. Umpire. I don't have the perfect view on it, but it sure looked like that ball was still touching white. So it'll be a single for Kwapnowski. Going to be in the book. It'll be a 1B5, and the Nooks have loaded the bases. Nobody out for Brady Groves. First pitch to Brady, check swing, but he went strike 1. Big opportunity here in the second inning for the Nooks. An infield single, a walk, and a bunt that stayed fair. A little tapper foul, and quickly Brady in a hole, 0-2. So nice job by David Hefner in a tough situation to work ahead in the count. Now he can try to work Brady and see if he'll swing at something out of the zone. Ground ball, hard hit to short, backhanded. You throw to second for 1. That's it. And you go slow 2 here. And boy, really close at third base. Jaden Hill dives back barely. So Groves is at first with a fielder's choice on the 6-4. Kwapnowski out at second base, Hill safe at third, and coming home to score the first run of the ball game is Tim Reynolds. 1-0 Chinooks. Back to the top you go, Oliver Dagenhart. And that's off the plate. 1 ball, no strikes to the Chinook second baseman. Chinooks take the early lead. Still got a chance to produce some runs here. Next pitch. Swing and a miss. 1-1. The Pilots have their camo tops on tonight. White pants with the royal blue ball caps with the old Atlanta Braves A on the front of it. There goes the runner. Pop fly, right field. This should score the run, and you got to re-tag, and boy, you're going to have nobody at the bag. Throw to the pitcher, and did they get him? They did, but the run scores, and so it's going to be a 2-0 lead here as Dagenhart will fly out F9, and Brady Groves was off with the pitch, so he was actually past second base when that ball was caught. He had to re-tag second, and by the time he could get back to first, it'll go 9-1. Actually, the pitcher was the one covering the bag for that final putout. But the Chinooks get 2 runs, and yeah, the umpire, Tim Cole's making sure that that second run counted. And so it is a 2-run inning for the Chinooks. We'll go to the bottom of the second. It's Chinooks 2 and the Pilots 0. Well, some extracurriculars to start out the bottom of the second inning. Head coach Rich Price just got tossed from the game. I think he was arguing perhaps that there was I don't know what he was arguing, maybe the score? And they still haven't adjusted the score on the scoreboard. It's 2-0 Chinook lead. It still says 1-0. And we'll double check on that, but it was a routine tag play with 1 out. The Chinooks scored the run, and the double play was recorded at first base, so not sure why that run hasn't been put up on the board, because the run came home well before the double play was recorded. And they have put it on the scoreboard on the scorebook, so they got it right there. First pitch is fouled off, strike 1. This is the 5-hitter DH, Rodrigo Barajas. Line drive past Hayes at first into the corner. And he'll touch first and head for second. Here's the throw, and it's not in time. Leadoff double for the designated hitter, Barajas. That ball was smoked down the right field corner. So it's 2-0 Chinooks. And a leadoff double for Barajas will bring up the third baseman, Chase Knight. And that'll be the first hit of the game for the Pilots off of Nolan Livesey. Ground ball to second. This is Dagenhart fielding, throwing, one out. And that's a productive at bat for the Pilots. That will move the runner to third base. So that's what you want there. Now you got a runner at third with one out, and stepping in is the left fielder, Jacob Cows. Well, my Aggies are down to their last two outs, it looks like. Down 6-3 at Omaha. Tennessee on the verge of winning their first national championship in baseball. And so I coached at A&M for 3 years in the early 90s. Obviously, you have some rooting interest in that game. First pitch misses. It's ball one to Jacob Cows. Check swing. Did he go? No, says the third base umpire. So it's a 2-0 count on the Pilot left fielder. First game for the Pilots for Cows. Corner infielders drawn in. The 2-0. That ball's drilled center field. Hill going to go over the gap and make the catch, but the run comes home easily. That'll be a sac fly for Jacob Cows. RBI, and it's a 2-1 game. So the Aggies just scored another run. It's 6-4. And look out. Now you got the tying run at the plate for Texas A&M. And game's not quite over yet. That fastball misses high. Ball one. This is the 8-hitter, Brendan Shanahan, the first baseman. First time up against Nolan Livesey. 2 outs in the inning. 1 run is in. It's a 2-1 score. Here's the pitch. Off the fist, and he got it through the 6-hole. Good piece of hitting there by Shanahan. Second hit of the inning for the Pilots. Well, Pilots have come right back here with a couple of good at-bats in their half of the second inning. They've scored one and have another runner on. Here's the 9-hitter, Bo Rico, the catcher. Rico steps in from the left side against the left-handed tossing Nolan Livesey. First pitch swinging, fouls it straight back. 0-1. Well, and there's a strikeout of an A&M batter, so now the Aggies down to their last out. Next pitch here, 0-2. Calling both games at once. Not the first time it's happened. Years ago, I was calling a game for UT Tyler, and a friend of mine, Philip Umber, threw a perfect game for the White Sox. And I had that game on. Basically, was calling the play-by-play for the White Sox perfect game for Philip Umber at the same time I was calling the other game. And Aggies down to their last batter. Ground ball to second. This should do it. Oliver Dagenhart fields. Throws to first. There's your inning. All right, so 1 run on 2 hits. A leadoff double by Barajas was the key in this inning. RBI sac fly by Jacob Cows. We got a new score here at Mulcahy. We're going to the third. It's 2-1 Chinooks. All right, top of the third inning here in Anchorage, and it's a one-run game in Omaha. 6-5, Tennessee trying to hold on. Aggies down to their last strike, swing and a miss, and there's the championship for the Tennessee Volunteers as they're going to dogpile in their black Vols jerseys. There's the dogpile. Well, are they going to go down or not? They're jumping on each other. Well, congrats to the Vols. I'm a little sad for my Aggies, but what a great season. They're it's probably the first time in like 20 years that a number one seed has won the championship. Ground ball in the hole. Hefner, long throw, and did not get him. The throw pulled the first baseman Shanahan off the bag. I'm going to give it a hit. We'll see what they do on the board. Another ball in the hole. The Chinooks have hit a number of balls into that hole, and that was Louis Zuleika with the Chinooks' fourth hit of the night. And 3 of them have been in the 6th hole. First pitch misses, ball 1. So the Aggies are going to have to lick their wounds a little bit after getting so close. They won the first game in that last championship series and then lost last night, and then tonight a one-run victory for the Tennessee Volunteers. Boy, the orange people will be really happy, and the maroon and white not so much. Congrats to Jim Schlossnagel and the A&M baseball program, getting that program to the national title game. They just come up one game short, and of course the Volunteers win it all. So that's their first baseball national championship. And that last pitch being replayed right now, pretty tough slider, and that's it. So no more college baseball to watch on TV. The next big element is the draft. There goes the runner, throw to second, not in time. Zuleika steals second, the ball goes into center field. Here's the throw to third, and Louis all the way to third base. So that'll go stolen base for Zuleika, and then E2 will move him to third base. Runner at third, still no one out. So catcher Bo Rico threw the ball, and it got through into center. No shot to get Zuleika. He's at third. Now the infield will come way in, and that's off the plate. 3-1. At the plate is third baseman Jordan Jaffe. He flew out to right his first time up. Infield drawn in, and a 3-1 count. The pitch. Ground ball foul, and that'll make it a full count. Well, we'll get rid of the A&M game, and we'll get back to our live chat here for this game. Next pitch is going to miss, and there's ball 4. Jaffe draws the walk. So it's been infield single for Zuleika, and there's walk number 3 for David Hefner. First and third, nobody out here in the third inning. Here's R.J. Rickabaugh. First pitch to R.J. pulled foul, strike 1. Well, let's thanks for the heads up on there, Jason. I had to go in there and watch it myself. Jason Lester giving us the update from Xenia, Ohio. Looking forward to being there, and 1 week from today, I'll be in Xenia. Looking forward to serving with the Scouts. And if you're not familiar, the Xenia Scouts are the... There goes Siri. Okay, awesome. Not sure why that came up. I guess they're always listening. All right. 1 ball, 2 strikes, nobody out. Runners on the corners for the Nooks. Here's the kick and the pitch. Strike 3 called, and boy, right on the corner, and Hefner got the call. That'll be strikeout number 1 for Dave Hefner. And that's a big one with the runners on the corners. Now you got 1 out. And here's Jacob Hayes for the second time. Flew out to left field his first time up, so he's 0 for 1 tonight. And looking forward to working with Jason Lester and the Scouts. John Byington, the head coach there. They're the Great Lakes League version of the Chinooks down in that Great Lakes Collegiate League. So they do exactly what we do. playing a collegiate schedule, very busy baseball schedule, and also have opportunities to train and disciple those guys. 1 ball, 1 strike to Hayes. You got Jaffe at first, Zuleika at third. Swing and a miss, 1-2. So after giving up an infield single and a walk, David Hefner now 1-2 on Jacob Hayes. The set, the pitch, swing and a miss, got him. Good slider, back-to-back punch-outs for Hefner here in the 3rd inning. And now he's just 1 out away from getting out of trouble. Now it's the catcher, Tim Reynolds. I don't know why. I'm guessing that they didn't like the call. I'm reading Mark's comments there. There was a tag play, and the run scored easily. So, but Coach Price did not like it, so he went out and went toe to toe or nose to nose with that third base umpire, and didn't take long for him to get thrown out of the game. So they have lost their manager, and I think Tim Massey now would be the third base coach and the acting manager for the Pilots the rest of the evening. Here's the next pitch. Swing and a miss. 1 ball, 1 strike to catcher Tim Reynolds. Infield single for Reynolds his first time up. He's 1 for 1. 4 infield singles for the Chinooks tonight. All 4 hits are infield variety. That ball's right down Main Street. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Well, I need to pull up how the scouts are doing. Last check, they were kind of in the middle of the pack. That Great Lakes League is reorganized this year. There's a ball off the end of the bat, and we'll do it again. But the Great Lakes League, I think they have 7 teams, and they play 3-game series. A little different format than we have in Alaska. Popped out of play, we'll do it again. Next pitch is going to hit him, and that'll load the bases. So Reynolds gets hit by the pitch, and stepping in now is the center fielder, Jaden Hill. He drew a walk his first time up. So the Chinooks have loaded him up with 2 outs. It looks here, the Xenia Scouts are right in the middle, 9-9. They're even 500. Hill takes ball 1 inside, just off the plate. Heard from Miss Lopez checking in, rooting for those Nookies. Thanks for your comments. Love to hear from as many of you that can. There's a line drive into right field. That'll drive in a run. Second runner will be held, and it's 3-1 Nooks. Good job of getting the RBI there, Jaden Hill. That's the first hit that's left the infield for the Chinooks. RBI and a run driven in for Jaden Hill. Everybody else moves up a spot. Base is still loaded. And here's the 8-hitter, Sam Kwapnowski. Way off the plate, ball 1. So the Xenia Scouts in 3rd place. In 1st is the Hamilton Joes, 11-4. Muskegon Clippers at 9-6 in 2nd place. Next pitch, he got jammed. Fly ball center and caught. Easy play out there for Luke Stolga. But the Chinooks put another run on the board. It leave the bases loaded. And we got a new score here after 2.5 innings. It's the Chinooks 3 and the Pilots 1. All right, we're on the side of this field. Hopefully we won't get killed by BP here. But Oliver Dagenhart, share with the viewers a little bit about your hometown, where you go to school, the positions you play, and maybe a little backstory on how you became a Chinook.
Yeah, so I'm Oliver Dagenhart. I'm from St. Louis, Missouri. I went to high school at St. John Vianney. It's a private Catholic school.
Okay.
And then I go to Truman State University, and I'm going to be a sophomore. It's coming fall. So
Okay.
I became a Chinook because actually a teammate, David Broughton, reached out to me and just mentioned it, and I thought about it for a few days, and I was just decided can't miss the opportunity. So
you played college ball with David?
high school ball
High school ball?
with David, yes.
So
But we stayed buddies, and then he
that's
reached out
awesome.
to me.
So that's a unique take on this thing. Talk about what it's been like to kind of reconnect with him and have a former teammate on this team.
Well, yeah, it's been awesome. I mean, we were pretty much best friends in high school, so then that time apart in college was, I mean, it was kind of different not having him like just by my side as a teammate at school. So it's really cool being with him this summer and playing on the same team.
That's amazing, because that just doesn't happen very often. And the first couple of days we're up here, all of us are looking around like, I don't know anybody. But it probably had to be kind of nice to have a guy that not only did you know, but it was a good friend of yours.
Exactly.
So, anything that stands out in the first couple of weeks? We're about 3.5 weeks into this thing. Anything stand out to you that is memorable?
Well, honestly, just the being bright all day and night is pretty cool.
It is.
I mean, the mountains are awesome. We've been on one long hike. We hiked up Baldy Mountain, and that was super cool.
Yep.
We've went to Eklutna Lake.
Nice.
And we went to a waterfall. It was super cool. So there's been lots of cool memories.
Well, you're right. Have you had any problems sleeping?
No problems. No problems. No problems.
Well, I know that was one of the first things that struck me. The first day I got here, the first year we came, I looked out, and my brain said it was probably about 8 o'clock. I looked at my watch. It was like 11:30.
Yep.
It's like, oh my goodness, this is going to be a strange experience, but it is beautiful. Any shout outs to family or friends back home?
Yeah, my parents are always watching, and my grandparents. I just want to thank you guys for being so supportive of my whole baseball career, and also just being there for me as family. It means a lot. It's just keeping up to date, and my parents are coming next Monday, so I'm really excited to see them.
Well, I'm always excited to see parents come up, because when I was coaching, I said this yesterday, when your parents come up, everybody you play better.
Yeah, yep. Exactly.
All of a sudden the knocks start coming, and you're playing great defense, and so it's something about having family and friends watch you in person. There's something special about that. So congrats on being Chinook of the Week, and thanks so much for taking time to talk to me.
Yep, thank you.
All right, big shout out to Oliver Dagenhart. And in the interim here, a walk to Troy Sanders put him at first base, in a line drive single by Hefner to right field. But it was hit so hard that Kwapnowski rifled the ball to shortstop Louis Zuleika at second, and they got the force. That's the old 9-6, just like you draw it up in practice. I can't say that I have a lot of memories of a 9-6 on my score sheet, but there's one right there. It's a fielder's choice 9-6. So the worst part of it is that Hefner doesn't get a hit. He gets a fielder's choice. And you kind of had to do that. There's another liner into left field. That'll fall in for a true single. And that's Dylan Marks getting his first hit of the night. So he's now 1 for 1. He laid down a sac bunt his first time up. So on that previous play, Sanders really didn't have a lot of choice, because that ball was smoked so hard by Hefner. He thought it was going to get caught by Sam in right field, and he had to hold up. And you got to go kind of halfway or a little less than halfway, because if you drift too far off, you're going to get thrown behind it first. High fly ball to left field. Brady Groves under it. He'll catch. Here comes the runner to third, and not going to get him. So good hustling base running play right there by Hefner. And I think they might have said that Hefner left early. All right, so it appeared Hefner had gone to third, but they threw to second immediately on the appeal play. And it was a double play, so it'll go 9-5-4 on the double play, and that will end the inning. So a potential inning for the Pilots and the Chinooks. They hit a couple of unique plays and a couple of one was a 9-6 assist for Sam Kwapnowski. The second play, a double play in which Luke Hefner left just a tad early, and they threw to second on the appeal, and it was granted. So you don't see that done very often. So it'll stay a 3-1 game as we head to the top of inning number 4 for the Chinooks. It'll be 9-1-2. Brady Groves, Oliver Dagenhart, Louis Zuleika scheduled to hit. Back in just a minute. Is going to miss, and there's ball 4. Jaffe draws the walk. Back at it here, top of the 4th inning. Quick turnover there. And Brady Groves takes strike 1. Next pitch is off the plate. 1 ball, 1 strike. Brady Groves hit into a fielder's choice his first time up, grounded to short. So 0 for 1. David Hefner, 49 pitches now. That's 50. Up the middle, base hit. So Brady Groves gets his first hit of the night. Solid single up the middle. And the Chinooks get right back at it here. They've scored 2 in the second and 1 in the third. Top of the lineup for the 3rd time tonight, Oliver Dagenhart. Single to the 6th hole. Infield single his first time up. Flew out to right field to end the 2nd inning. So 1 for 2 night for Oliver so far. First pitch off the plate, ball 1. Well, we'll see if we can pull up the line score. Here we go. 3 runs on 6 hits, no errors for the Chinooks. 1-4-0 for the Pilots. 1-0 pitch. Fly ball right side. That's going to drift out of play and just into the bleachers on the right side of the field. Wind continues to blow pretty hard across the diamond. Right field foul pole to left field foul pole. All right, so I told you I was going to do this, and I did it, and I got to find my sheet here. I did the Google Earth thing and figured out what the dimensions of Mulcahy are. And what they are 330 down the lines. This is symmetrical ballpark. 380 in the gap, and line drive to right, and you drop the ball. Throw to second, and can't get it. Boy, that almost turned into another 9-6 force out for the opposition there. It'll end up being a single 1B9, and you got 2 on, nobody out. And stepping in is the shortstop, Louis Zuleika. So the dimensions at this ballpark, it's gargantuan in center, 420. 380 in the gaps, 330 down the lines. And that's going to be outside ball 1. Louis Zuleika showed bunt there. So with the wind blowing out, that's going to help the righties. If you get one up in the air from left center over, that's going to go. It's going to get a boost. 1-0. Hefner the set, the kick, the pitch, and Zuleika pulled back on the bunt. And it was called a strike, so it's 1-1 now on the Chinook shortstop. 3rd time through for Louis. He's 1 for 2. Popped up to first. Infield single. There's the bunt, and more of a drag bunt variety there. That was not a sack bunt. And now you got a 1-2 count. Three runs on 7 hits for the Chinooks. One run on 4 hits for the Pilots. Breaking pitch just missed inside. And Louis gets the call. 2-2. 2 on, nobody out. We're in the top of the 4th inning. David Hefner has been on the mound from the start. Started this inning with 48 pitches through the first 3 innings. Here's the 2-2. Pretty well hit to right, but playable. And this is Marks under it. Catches it, rifles the ball to third. And there's 1 out. So that'll bring up the 3-hitter, Jordan Jaffe. Fly ball to right, and a walk for Jaffe tonight. So he's officially 0 for 1, and that might be all for Hefner. As you got, I think that might be Jordan Brink walking out to the mound. And that is going to be all for Mr. Hefner. So we'll have a pitching change. We'll let you know who the new pitcher is when we return. It's 3-1. And you got runners in the corners with 1 out here in the 4th inning. Back in just a minute. All right, so you can close the book on David Hefner. He is done. Now it's Cal Scolari, 6'4", 205, a right-handed freshman out of the University of San Diego. He's a Reno, Nevada native. For David Hefner, 3 1/3, 7 hits, 3 runs, all earned, walked 3, struck out 2 Chinooks, faced 20 batters, and threw a total of 70 pitches. And now he will give way to the freshman from the University of San Diego, Cal Scolari. So Hefner threw pitch counts 15, 17, 16, 22 in that last inning. That's right. And now it will be Scolari coming on with 1 out, runners on the corners here in the top of inning number 4. 3-1 Chinooks. 2 runs in the second inning. Inning started with a Zulaika infield single, a walk to Jaffe, and Tim Reynolds got hit by a pitch, and that would load the bases. A base hit by Jaden Hill would score 1 run, and well, I'm looking at the wrong inning. That's how we scored in the 3rd inning. In the 2nd inning, Tim Reynolds started the inning off with an infield single, a walk to Jaden Hill, infield single by Kwapnowski, which was actually a bunt. And then you had a ground ball to short that scored 1 of the runs. And not 100% sure on how we got that second one across. Either way, we're back at it with runners at first and second with 1 out. And stepping in is Jordan Jaffe. Fly ball to right and a walk for Jaffe. He's 0 for 1. Scolari missed on that first pitch. It's 1 ball, no strike. The kick, the 1-0, thought he went. Called a strike either way. 1-1. Groves at second. Dagenhart at first. You got some good speed on that bases. And Scolari the set. And the 1-1. And boy, nice job there by Rico to block that ball. Saves the runners from moving up. Again, one of those plays not getting in the box score, but for the Pilots, really keeps this thing manageable. Otherwise, you move the runners over. Totally changes this situation. Right now, the Pilots a ground ball away from ending the inning if they get a double play ball here. 2-1 count. Scolari the pitch. Fastball just off the plate. Pretty good spot. Called a ball. 3-1. Well, the Tennessee Volunteers have won the National Championship Division I World Series in Omaha. Here's the 3-1 pitch. Just off the plate. Back-to-back close calls there, and Jaffe gets his second walk in a row. First walk issued by relief pitcher Cal Scolari. Fourth walk of the night for Pilot pitching. Now it's the cleanup hitter, designated hitter R.J. Rickabaugh with the bases full of Chinooks. Well, it's always kind of sentimental for me to watch Omaha. I got to play in Omaha in 1984, University of New Orleans. Swing and a miss, strike one. Lost our first game in the University of Texas. And then the Oklahoma State Cowboys sent us home. Ground ball to short, 6 and 4 and 3. There it is. That's what I was talking about. You're one pitch away. Nicely turned. Hefner to Sanders to Shanahan. And just like that, the Pilots out of trouble. No runs on one hit. You leave one or two runners on. That's one runner on. You leave one runner on. We'll head to the bottom of the fourth. It's still 3-1 Chinooks. Welcome back to Mulcahy Stadium. This is Dr. John Groth on the play-by-play. 3-1 Chinooks, bottom of the fourth inning coming up. Luke Stolgo will lead it off for the Pilots. Nolan Livesey now, 33 pitches through the first 3 innings of work. A nice 8-pitch inning his last time through. Here's Junior Barajas. Stepping in from the left side. Left-on-left matchup against the sophomore from Metro State University, Denver. First pitch swinging. High pop-up center. Easy play for Hill in center. And he'll make the grab. 1 out. So 1 pitch, 1 out. Now it's Chase Knight. First pitch tonight. Another left-on-left matchup. Called a strike. It's 0-1. Knight grounded out to Oliver Dagenhart at second base his first time up, so he's 0 for 1. Here is the 0-1 pitch. Boy, pretty good spot. A little bit low, called ball 1. Nolan Livesey, the left-hander. In there for a strike. It's 1-2. Inglewood, California native, 6'2", 185. Done a nice job tonight. Scattering just 3 Pilot hits. Actually, they have 4, I think. Swing and a miss, got him. And you throw down to first just in case. And for Livesey, that will be his first strikeout of the night. Yeah, four hits. The scoreboard's got 3. They have 4. And now with 2 outs and nobody aboard, it's Jacob Cowes. Sack fly and an RBI for the newcomer. And he got hit by the pitch. First pitch hits Cowles right in the middle of his back. He'll jog down to first base with 2 outs. Now it's the first baseman, Brendan Shanahan, stepping in. Shanahan base hit the left his first time up. So he's 0 for 1. 1 for 1, excuse me. Brain's not working. Well, a tip of the cap to my beautiful bride, Kitty, bringing up the grape juice. And up to the press box. It's nice to get something that's cold and got a little taste to it. I have water with me all the time. You just can't go anywhere in Alaska without having water. It's so dry up here. At least by standards of Texas, where we're not overly humid, not as much as Houston or New Orleans, but definitely more humid, especially in the summertime in northeast Texas than it is up here in Alaska. First pitch was in there, strike 1 to Brendan Shanahan. Off the plate, 1-1. Well, thanks for the update on the Stanley Cup. The Panthers evidently woke up. I think, if memory serves, they were up 3-0 and then gave up 3 games to the Oilers, and they must have been able to, wake back up and win Game 7. So congrats to them. Ground ball, third base side, backhanded by Jaffe. Long throw, and he got him. Nice play by the Chinook third baseman, Jordan Jaffe. 5-3 if you're scoring at the house. For the Pilots, no runs on no hits. You leave 1 runner on. We are through 4 innings here at Mulcahy. It's still 3-1 Chinooks. Back in just a minute. All right, big shout out to the Kwapnowskis as they're going to head up this way. So awesome. Thanks for checking in, Mr. Kwapnowski, and Tim and Kim checking in from Nebraska. I don't know how far they are from Omaha. I had a good experience in Omaha. We played at the old Rosenblatt Stadium when we were in Omaha in '84. Kind of have some sentiments for that stadium, so I know they got a really nice new one, but kind of missed the old one. First pitch to Jacob Hayes, swinging a miss, strike 1. Jacob 0 for 2 tonight, fly ball to left, and a strikeout swinging. So thanks for checking in. And they're going to be up here tomorrow. Okay, so next pitch is in there, and it's quickly 0-2 on the Chinook first baseman, Jacob Hayes. 3-1 our score as we play on here in the 5th inning. Beautiful night for baseball here at Mulcahy Stadium in Anchorage. Boy, that was right down the middle. And it looked like Mr. Umpire kind of froze on a breaking ball. Jacob gets the call and another chance to hit. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Pop fly, center field. And easy play out there for Stolga, out number 1. So Luke Stolga drifts over and makes the easy catch. And with 1 out, it's Tim Reynolds stepping in. Tim Reynolds, an infield single and a hit by pitch, so he's officially 1 for 1. The Chinooks 7 hits on the night. 4 of them are of the infield variety. Just went down the couple of booths to talk to Casey Roll about the this has been an odd night. Had a number of double plays. We've almost had 2 9-6 plays in back-to-back innings, which is a right fielder to shortstop put out. 1, you don't see that very often at all, and 2, we almost saw 2 in 2 innings. So you had an appeal play that was granted by the umpire on a tag play to third, which is kind of a rare thing, as Reynolds battles here with an 0-2 count. So that's why you love baseball, right? You come to see probably something you haven't seen. It's just the beauty of the game. Still an 0-2 count. Swing and a miss. Got him. Chased that fastball. And that fastball seemed to me that it had a little hair on it. First strikeout of the night for Cal Scolari, the freshman from the University of San Diego. Let's see, strikeout number 2 for Pilot pitching. Now it's Jaden Hill for the 3rd time. RBI single for Jaden his last time up. 1 for 1 with a run driven in for the Chinooks center fielder, and takes ball 1. 3-1 our score. We're in the top of the 5th. And that's going to miss. 2-0. Well, thanks for checking in on the live chat. If you haven't checked in, got plenty of time here, but love to hear from where you're watching from, who you're rooting for. Beautiful night here in Anchorage. Started out with 66 degrees, a little breezier today than yesterday. 3-0 pitch, way inside, almost got him. So that'll be a walk issued to Jaden Hill. It'll be walk number 2 for relief pitcher Cal Scolari. 5 walks on the night for Pilot pitching. Here is Sam Kwapnowski. Runner at first, 2 outs. Well, you might think about letting Jaden Hill try to get second base here with 2 outs. We'll see if they let him go. Not going. And Sam had a notion but held up. 0-1. Scolari just past the 14 pitch mark is Jaden Hill stepping a dive back quickly on the pickoff attempt. Hill with a pretty aggressive lead here. Well, and he left early and he stepped off, and they throw it away. Well, and the strange, this game is getting stranger by the minute. In the scorebook, that's going to go as a stolen base. That's how I'm scoring it. I don't know how and when a catcher does that, it's a stolen base. So that'll be a stolen base for Jaden Hill. He's in scoring position now, and you thought you might send him, and sure enough, they let him go. Next pitch, off the plate. 1 ball, 1 strike. 2 outs. Chinooks trying to add a little cushion to a 2-run advantage. The set, Scolari, the pitch. High fastball. He's popping the leather. There goes Hill to third, and he'll get there. Caught him napping. Jaden Hill steals third base, basically taking advantage of the Pilots not really paying attention. So now he's 90 feet away with 2 outs. Boy, you better get there safely. I love the aggressiveness. You just got to make sure you're safe, because you're going to score from second on a single. And with 2 outs, my general rule as a coach was you better get there standing up. Now, that was not the case there. Jaden definitely had to slide, but aggressive base running for the Chinooks center fielder, and it does put a little more pressure on the infield. If you don't make a play that stays on the infield here, it's another run for the Nooks. Full count now for Sam Kwapnowski. The set. Now Scolari will step off. The other thing Scolari's got to deal with is that base runner right in his face. Jaden Hill creeping down the line on his primary lead here. Here's the payoff. Good swing, fouled straight back, just missed it. And Sam Kopnowski will get another crack at things. With a full count. Scolari has the sign. The 3-2. Swing and a miss. Got him. Fastball up and away. And there's your inning. Second strikeout of the inning for Cal Scolari. 3 strikeouts on the ball game for Pilot pitching. The Chinooks, no runs on no hits. You leave 1 runner on at third. Chinooks have now left 7 on base, 5 in scoring position. And we will head to the bottom of the 5th. It's a 3-1 lead for the Chinooks. We're halfway home here at Mulcahy Stadium, 9-1-2. Coming back for the Pilots. Back in just a minute. All right, I'm outside the Chinook dugout with Quinn Besna. And for those of you who don't know, Quinn, tell our fans, our viewers, what you do and what your role is with the Chinooks.
Yeah, I get to come out here with a camera and just shoot games, help with social media, capture moments for the guys and for the team, the staff, to just, capture memories that hopefully stay as a reminder of what this summer was for all of them who were out here.
That's awesome. And so talk a little bit about your role, because you came in a little late, but you do a lot of things throughout the year. Why were you late, and what do you do when you're not working with the Chinooks?
Yeah, great question. I am the director of Athletes in Action's soccer department back in Xenia, Ohio. And so, do lots of work. Any way you could think of using the sport of soccer to share the gospel or engage with communities. We dip our toes in that from ages down from the age of 6 all the way up to our professional national team players. So spent some time at the World Cup last summer in New Zealand and Australia. Yeah, so left here, which was a bummer, but glad I got to come back. It was late because we were running some camps and hosting a professional team from Italy back in Xenia, where Athletes in Action's headquarters is, and just taking them through, our total athlete content. How can they reach their full potential of who God's made them to be as an athlete and as a person, with mental, physical, emotional, and spiritual things.
It's awesome. And it's the same thing that we're doing in our discipleship with our baseball guys. You've actually done, I think, some soccer things here in Alaska. Talk about those.
Yeah, I'm actually helping out with the camp this week, which is super exciting. But the heart is to bring some college athletes out here to spend time with the Lord and engage with their stories and help serve while enjoying God's kingdom. It's so beautiful out here, the mountains and the water. So what a better place to connect with the Lord.
Well, you have a gift. You have a gift, the ability to capture images and tell stories. And that story about Jesus is a story worth telling. And a summer where these guys enjoy one of the most beautiful places on the planet. Thanks for doing what you do, because you're really good at it, and I'm thankful that God's got you here right now. So thanks for taking time to talk to me.
Yeah.
Any shout-outs back home?
Shout-outs back home. I don't know if I have anyone to shout out back home. That's a bummer. My people are here.
Everywhere.
Yeah. So, it's a joy to serve. It's such a joy to serve.
I know that you do have a special relationship with Tim and Casey, and I'm really, really happy that you guys get to spend the summer together here in Alaska.
Yeah, it's so fun. Love getting to spend time with them. They're like family.
Thanks, Quinn.
Yeah, thanks.
All right, big thank you to Quinn Besna, who shoots all of our, most of, Corbin Senden was our early first couple of weeks before Quinn got up here, but now that Quinn's here, she's shooting all the in-game photos. We have photo galleries from nearly every ball game we've played. If you haven't gotten our website, you need to go there. There's all kinds of pictures of these Chinooks in just about every game we've played. And so she is the photographer and does an amazing job of doing that. There's a foul ball, and it's now 1 ball, 2 strikes to Luke Hefner. This inning started out with a strikeout to Bo Rico. He was a 9-hitter. Struck out swinging to start the inning off. Troy Sanders hit a comebacker to Nolan Livesey on the mound, and there with nobody on it, 2 outs. So we're in the bottom of the 5th, 3-1 Chinooks. Nolan Livesey continues to work on the mound for the Chinooks. Started the inning. Well, let's just take a peek at this here. I had it there in a minute. Right now, 49 pitches. And so trying to work through this 5th, swing and a miss. Got him. Boy, that's as bad as Luke Hefner has looked all summer. He has been barreling balls up, and the left-on-left matchup got the best of him there. Strikeout swinging, his 2nd of the inning. And now you got 3 strikeouts in the ball game for starter Nolan Livesey. And it's a 1-2-3 5th inning for the left-hander. We'll go to the 6th inning, 3-1 Chinooks. Brady Groves will step in for the Chinooks. We got a new pitcher for the Pilots. 3rd of the night, Jace Russell, 6'2", 195, a right-hand junior out of Dallas Baptist University. Look out, it got him. And just glanced him. I don't know if it got off the shoulder there, but Brady Groves on the base now after a hit batter. He'll go down to first base. He looks like he's fine. Just glanced off maybe his shoulder. But that will bring up the top of the lineup for the 4th time through Oliver Dagenhart. 2 for 3 for Ollie tonight. Infield single, fly ball to right, base hit to right. First pitch in there for a strike. It's 0-1. So Cal Scolari now out of the ball game as he gives way to Jace Russell. The 1-0 pitch. Popped out of play, right side. 1 ball, 1 strike. Well, the Chinooks tomorrow will be off. And then Wednesday travel to Palmer for the first time this summer. Play the Matsu Miners. We have played the Miners at home, have not played them in Palmer yet. So it'll be our first road trip up to Herman Brothers Field on the State Fairgrounds in Palmer. That'll be a 6 o'clock game on Wednesday night. Thursday, back to Lee Jordan for the first time in 2 weeks. Little tapper foul. So if you're in the area, man, come out and watch the Chinooks live on Thursday night. Friday off, Saturday home game. And, boy, I'm going to have to pull the schedule up because I'm going to misquote who we play Saturday. Let's see about this. Saturday, the Pilots. Imagine that. So the Pilots will come to Lee Jordan on Saturday. That's actually a 4 o'clock game. And then Sunday at 2 p.m., the Matsu Miners come to Lee Jordan. 2 balls, 2 strikes, the pitch. Swing and a miss. And that'll be a strikeout of Dagenhart. And that's the first strikeout recorded by Jace Russell. 4 strikeouts for Pilot pitching tonight. And with 1 out and 1 aboard, here's Louis Zuleika. Louis 1 for 3 tonight. Infield single back in the 3rd inning to go with a pop to first and a fly ball to right. Snap throw over to first to try to keep Brady close. He probably will look to try to steal here, depending on if he gets a pitch to get a good jump on. Good speed over there. And we have seen him steal before, but he got doubled off. Not going. Off the plate. 1 ball, no strikes. So, off day tomorrow, Wednesday at Palmer against the Miners. Thursday, the Pilots at Lee Jordan. And then Saturday, the Pilots at Lee Jordan. And I tell you what, after that Saturday game, we don't have many games at all left with the Pilots. We have played them a bunch here in the early going. The way the ABL is structured, you play 5 home, 5 away against all the opponents. 10 games against each team. And the way the schedule fell this year, we had a lion's share of our early games against this Glacier Pilot Club. We've played the Oilers 0 times officially in ABL play. We were supposed to play them at home, got rained out. We did play them once in the showcase. That was a non-league game, an exhibition game last weekend. Here's the 1-1. There goes Brady, throw down to second, and got him. Wow, I thought he was safe. Sanders put the tag on and actually kind of fell down after tagging Brady at second base. I thought he tagged him high on the leg, and the foot was in, but don't have the benefit of replay here, so Brady Groves thrown out 2-4 in the caught stealing, and that'll be the second out of the inning. So 2 outs, nobody aboard, and Zuleika now with a 1-1 count. Top of the 6th inning. Russell, routine grounder to short. Hefner, catch and throw on the run. There's your inning. So an inning that had some promise quickly evaporates. No runs on no hits. You leave nobody on. We're going to the bottom of the 6th inning. Chinooks hold on to a 2-run lead for the Pilots. It'll be Dylan Marks, Luke Stolga, and Junior Barajas. 3, 4, and 5. Back in a minute. All right, back to Mulcahy we come. 3-1 Chinooks, bottom of 6. And Dylan Marks will lead it off. 1 for 1 tonight for Marks. First pitch going to be just outside, ball 1. Laid down a sac bunt back in the first inning, base hit to left in the third inning. Nolan Livesey back on the mound. 54 pitches as we started this inning. This might be all for him. We'll see how that goes. Throws a strike. It's 1-1. Marks, Stolga, Barajas for the Pilots. And that's going to catch the corner, 1-2. Appreciate all the live chats. Keep them coming. Heard from Miss Solway. Watching the Chinooks from Sun Lakes, Arizona. Thanks for checking in. Miss Neiman has checked in. Mama Neiman watching from Lake Tahoe tonight. Well, thanks for checking in. Hope you're enjoying the game. Chinooks 3-1 lead right now. That ball's fouled out of play. We'll do it again with a 2-2 count. Absolutely beautiful weather. So thankful. As, boy, we've had some cold and rainy summers up here in the 12 years we've been coming up. Not so much this year. We've had some amazing weather in the early going. Ground ball up the middle and can't get there. Base hit. So Marks leads the 6th inning off with a single that creeps just under the glove of Oliver Dagenhart. We actually had some rain the first week these guys were here, and actually had 2 games rescheduled, one of which will be a doubleheader with the Oilers coming up next week, but and one of which we've already made up with this Pilot team. But since then, boy, it's just been beautiful. First pitch just misses inside to Luke Stolga. Ball 1. Stolga, a couple of fly balls to left. He's 0 for 2. Well, you might think about doing something here. Mr. Third base coach asked Luke Stolga to step out of the box to get some signs. 1-0 count. Livesey the set. Livesey the pitch. Line drive into the left field corner. This is trouble. Extra bases. And Stolga around first. Here comes the runner to home, and you're not going to get him. So Dylan Marks comes all the way around to score on an RBI double off the bat of center fielder Luke Stolga. That ball was hammered. And the lead is now 1 for the Chinooks, 3-2. Well, the Pilots had been held in check since the 2nd inning. A single and a double has made this a 1-run game for the 5-hitter, Junior Barajas. Barajas doubled to right field his first time up, and he flew out to center field to lead off the 4th inning. So he's 1 for 2 tonight. Left on left matchup with Nolan Livesey. Hard hit ball to second. Dagenhart fields and throws. And there's out number 1. And there's a productive out that will move Stolga to third with only 1 away. Chase Knight steps in, 0 for 2. Ground ball to second, a strikeout swinging. I'll pull up this line score for you, give that a look. First pitch with the infield in. Called a strike. It's 0-1. 3-7-0 for the Chinooks. 2-6-1 for the Glacier Pilots. Infield is playing in. Try to cut this run down and keep the lead for the Chinooks. The 0-1. Ground ball to second. Runner will hold, and Dagenhart will take it himself. For you on the ground ball to first base. Jacob Hayes had come way in, and that ball actually brought Ollie toward first, and he just kept running. Caught the ball and just outran Chase Knight to first base. So if you're scoring at the house, that's a 4U. 2 outs in the inning, and it's Jacob Cowles stepping in. Ground ball to first. Hayes fields it, flips it over to Livesey, and there's your inning. Just like that, the inning is over. 3-1 if you're scoring at the house. However, the Pilots do get a run on 2 hits. They leave a runner at third base. And we're going to the top of inning number 7. Chinooks 3, Pilots 2. Welcome back to Anchorage, Alaska. We're at Mulcahy Stadium. Top of the 7th inning. Dr. John Groth with you on the call. 3, 4, and 5 for the Chinooks. This is Jordan Jaffe for the 4th time. Couple of walks and a fly ball to right. Jace Russell came on in the 6th inning. He's back on the mound for the Pilots. First pitch. Got him. Hit him right in the hip. And Jaffe will jog down to first base as a leadoff base runner. Boy, you're in the 7th here. You might think about, well, you're in the middle of your lineup. So, I don't know. Summer ball's different. Might just turn RJ loose here and let him hit. Still got some baseball to play. We're in the 7th of a real baseball game. Playing 9. First pitch to RJ. Takes it outside, ball 1. RJ Rickabaugh tonight, 0 for 2. He walked back in the 1st inning. In the 3rd inning, he took a 3rd strike, and in the 4th inning, grounded into an inning-ending 6-4-3 double play. Fastball misses away, 2-0. Jace Russell, 6'2", 195, a right-handed junior from Dallas Baptist University. Kingwood, Texas native. It's down in the Houston area. 2-0 count. The pitch. Hard hit ball to second. 4, 6, 3. Nice job by the infield by the Pilots. That will go Sanders to Hefner to Shanahan. And for the 2nd time tonight, RJ Rickabaugh has grounded into a double play. And now it's Jacob Hayes with 2 outs, nobody aboard. That will erase the base runner here. And it is Jacob Hayes, 0 for 3 tonight. Fly ball to left, fly ball to center to go with a strikeout. First pitch to Jacob off the plate. 1 ball, no strikes. Well, so far so good on the, haven't had any kind of glitches technologically here. So we're thankful for that. The 1-0 pitch popped out of play, back over our heads, 1-1. Well, the wind that was whistling earlier in the game has really died off here in the late innings. See if we can get a quick temperature update here. Down to 64 now here at the ballpark. And a line drive right at third base, caught by Chase Knight. That'll do it. L5 if you're scoring at the house. 3 up, 3 down, nothing across. It's time to stretch it out at the ballpark. The Chinooks hold on to a 1-run lead. 7th inning stretch time here at Mulcahy.
By Rebound Physical Therapy. Please sing along with me and drown me out. I'd appreciate it. Are you ready? Take me out to the ball game. Take me out with the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and cracker jacks. I don't care if I ever get back. Let's root for the home team. If they don't win, it's a shame. For it's 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out at the old ball game. Thank you. Rebound Physical Therapy. I heard him. I heard my girls out there.
Well, I hope you stretch it out at the house. As we move quickly towards the bottom of the 7th inning, we got a good one going here in Anchorage. 3-2 Chinooks. It's so far been Nolan Livesey all the way. You got a right-hander thrown in that bullpen. And we'll see if we can get the old Walmart binoculars on who's down there. It's a right-hander.
Up to bat first on the bottom of the 7th for your Anchorage Glacier Pilots, number 14, Brendan Shanahan.
And that might be Gavin Alvetti. I have to check here. It is. Gavin Alvetti is getting loose for the Chinooks. First pitch, ground ball to third. Jaffe picks it, throws it, 1 out. 1 pitch, 1 out. Boy, nice job tonight by Nolan Livesey. That was 67 pitches now tonight as we play on in the 7th inning. Shanahan grounds out 5-3. And now it's Bo Rico, the 9-hitter, for the 3rd time. Ground ball to second, strikeout swinging. Rico 0 for 2. It's going to miss. Ball 1. Three runs on 7 hits, no errors for the Chinooks. 2 runs, 6 hits, 1 errors for the Anchorage Glacier Pilots. We're playing on here in the bottom of inning number 7. 1-0 pitch is in there. It's 1-1. Got the left-on-left matchup with catcher Bo Rico. Rico, the 9-hitter in the Pilot lineup. The 1-1. A little late on the fastball. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Chinooks in their navy blue tops tonight, gray pants. Got the red ball caps with the blue back and the blue bill. Trying to get win number 6 of the summer and number 5 in ABL play. Creeping toward 500. They're 4-6. Ground ball, right side. Jacob way off the bag. They'll throw behind, and that'll be an error on Jacob Hayes. Well, it might have been better served to maybe underhand that ball. And he threw it behind Nolan Livesey. Livesey tried to reach back with the right hand on the glove hand. Couldn't reach the toss from Jacob Hayes. And that'll be the first error of the night for the Chinooks. Runner at first represents the tying run. It's back to the top of the lineup for the Pilots. Troy Sanders for the 4th time tonight. Sanders has walked twice and grounded back to the pitcher, so he's 0 for 1. First pitch. That ball's hit pretty well to left. If it stays fair, it's trouble, but it's going to curve foul toward the Chinook bullpen. As Gavin Alvetti continues to loosen in the visitors' bullpen down in the left field corner. And he would be the likely candidate to relieve Nolan Livesey, who now Has to be closing in on 80 pitches. Well, actually 71 at the moment. He's going to throw a pickoff over to first. Libsey has given up 2 runs. He's walked 2, struck out 3, and just eclipsed 70 pitches. So it's 71 here. This will be pitch 72 coming up if he ever decides to throw it. We're tied in the hit column at 7 now. That ball is again hammered, but way foul. That's even further foul, and that's out of the ballpark. Over the bullpen. Pretty good piece of hitting right there by the leadoff hitter, Troy Sanders. Well, Mussolini checking in, rooting for the Pilots. Appreciate her checking in. An 0-2 count off the plate. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Troy Sanders. Pilots have scored 1 run in the 2nd inning as Barajas led the inning off with a double. And 1 run in the 6th inning as Marks ended up leading off the inning and ended up coming around to score. Little pop to right. And diving catch for Kwapnowski. Great job out there by Sam Kwapnowski, leaving his feet, diving toward the infield, and making the catch. We put a star by that one. An F9, but that's a web gem for Sam in right field. And now it's Luke Hefner for the 4th time. A rare strikeout for Hefner. His last time up to go with a fielder's choice to right field and a hit batter. So officially 0 for 2 tonight. He had what would have been a base hit in his 2nd plate appearance tonight, but it was his hit so sharply that Kwapnowski came up rifling to 2nd base and actually got Sanders on the force out. So kind of took a hit away from Hefner. Popped out of play. 1 ball, 1 strike. And if you didn't see that, actually it was a liner, so Sanders could not just run to 2nd. He had to hold up, making sure the ball was going to be down in the outfield, and by the time he could recognize the ball was down, Kwapnowski made a strong throw to 2nd. There's a hard hit ball to Hayes at first. He'll flip it over to the pitcher, and that's your inning. Nicely done there to stay with that by Jacob Hayes. That will go 3-1. As Nolan Livesey hustled over there to catch that final putout. No runs on no hits. You leave 1 runner on base. We are through 7 innings of play here at Mulcahy. 3-2 Chinooks.
Hi, I'm Pastor Brad Rood from the Crossing Church in Chugiak Eagle River. I want to invite you to join us on Sunday morning at 8, 9:30, or 11. We have things for your children from the tiniest through high school, great classes for adults,
Welcome back to Anchorage, Alaska. Dr. John Groth with you on the call for the Chinooks here in the top of the 8th inning. 6, 7, and 8. Tim Reynolds to lead it off. Be Reynolds, Jaden Hill, Sam Kwapnowski. We will hear from Jaden Hill after this inning is over. We'll have his interview queued up for you. As we work our way through this Chinook roster, we're getting close. I know that some of you are waiting for your sons to get on that in-game interview, but we've gotten a lot of them in the can right now, and we're continuing. We still got 4 of the Chinooks that we haven't got yet, but we've gotten a lot of them interviewed already. So look out! Hit the bull. That's behind Tim Reynolds' head, and he kind of shrugs his shoulders and looks back in relief. So. We've heard from the Alvettis family watching from Arkansas, so thanks for checking in. And I'm going to bet that Gavin's going to be next in the game on the mound. I think he's coming in from the bullpen as we speak. So maybe done for the night. Nolan Livesey. Right now, Nolan, let's just see, unofficially 78 pitches for Nolan. He's done a nice job of working deep into this game. Hadn't had an inning over 13 pitches. Swing and a miss. Got him to chase on that one. That'll be strikeout number 2 for relief pitcher Jace Russell. 6 strikeouts for Pilot pitching. 1 out in the 8th inning. Here's the 7-hitter, Jaden Hill. And Jaden, a couple of walks and an RBI single. The Rascal's been on base all 3 times. He's an on-base machine, is just Jaden Hill. First pitch swung on and missed, strike 1. Well, appreciate the invite from Pastor Brad at the Crossing. And if you live in this area, that's an amazing church to go to as they continue to grow and impact lives with the gospel of Jesus Christ. So you live in this Anchorage area, get up one Sunday morning and hear one of the best Bible teachers you're going to ever hear, and Brad Rude. 0-2 now to Jaden. Boy, just missed. Jaden got the call. I couldn't have taken it with 2 strikes. Looked like a changeup from Jace Russell, 6'2", 195, the junior from Kingwood at DBU. Russell, a 1-2 count. Set. And the pitch. Line drive, and that's through. Another hit for Jaden Hill. He's been on base all 4 times. 2 singles. (3-2) our score as we play in the top of the 8th inning. The Chinooks, a base runner with 1 away, swing and a foul straight back. Kwapnowski takes a healthy rip and fouls it straight back. It's 0-1. Well, I think that last hit may have, it's 8 hits now for the Chinooks. 3 runs on 8 hits, and the Pilots 2 runs on 7 hits. And I don't know. We'll have to double check there. They did not give the Chinooks an error on the Jacob Hayes play. At least they haven't yet. Last inning. 0-1 the count, the pitch. Another healthy swing by Sam. Just missed it. And it's 0-2. Well, that wind is picking back up now towards the left field corner of the ballpark. And snap throw over. Jaden Hill back, step and a dive. Well, if you hadn't heard earlier, I did a little math on the Google Earth of this ballpark, and to the best of my ability, it's 420 straight away, 380 in the gaps, 330 down the line. Swing and a miss on a good off-speed pitch. Kwapnowski, a strikeout victim, for the second time tonight. That'll be 3 strikeouts for Jace Russell, 7 strikeouts for Pilot pitching, 2 outs in the inning, as Russell has 2 punch-outs in this inning alone. Here's the 9-hitter, Brady Groves. Chinooks trying to add to a 1-run lead here in the top of the 8th. Had some opportunities, have not been able to extend the lead at all. First pitch in there, strike 1. Chinooks scored 2 in the second, 1 in the third, and it's been 0 since. They have left 7 on base, 5 in scoring position. The 0-1 in there for a strike, 0-2. The Pilots have left 8 on base and 2 in scoring position. So, pretty well played game. A couple of miscues here and there, but there were some strange plays. We've had 5 double plays. Strike 3 called, and Brady Groves strikes out, and it's 3 strikeouts in the inning for Jace Russell. He's got 4 for the game, 8 for Pilot pitching, and that'll do it for the Chinooks in the top of the 8th. It's still 3-2. We'll be back in just a minute.
All right, we're outside the Chinook dugout with Jaden Hill. Jaden, give the folks a little introduction, where you grew up, where you're from, where you're going to school, position, and maybe a little bit about how you became a Chinook.
How's it going? Name's Jaden Hill. I'm from Frisco, Texas. I'm currently transferring from the School of Arkansas State. I'm a junior going into my senior year.
Okay.
Been playing baseball since I was about 7 years old. Started switching since then. Always loved the game. Always found my way, back to the father in the game. So I'm just kind of stuck with it versus other sports. So
Awesome.
Yeah.
How did you end up being on this Alaska AIA team? How did that happen?
So funny story. I got a base running coach at Arkansas State. His name's Brian Hodge. He's a really good guy, really good Christian. Actually found myself at a church down in Arkansas. It's called Central Baptist, and attended a men's service Bible study one morning at a 6 a.m. service, and I saw him in there, and me and him kind of talked after the service, and we're just going over some of the stuff, about being a baseball player and being a man of Christ, and how those two paths kind of collide, and found myself asking him about some summer ball opportunities, and he really recommended the AIA Baseball League. He said he grew up playing in it. He was going through, and God called him away from the game, but he said that he wishes that more people would go to it, and he offered me the opportunity if I'd be interested in that, and I said yes, sir.
That's awesome.
I'm all up for going wherever God would call me to go, and I was like, so where is it? And he told me, well, you can go to Ohio or you can go to Alaska, and I was like, well, I think I've seen some Ohio baseball leagues before, but
Right.
never heard of an Alaska league. I've always heard that they've been pretty good up here, and
Right.
the fact that I'd be able to just increase my faith up here and get to know the Lord even better. I just thought that'd be a great opportunity. So told my parents and found my way up out here.
That's awesome. It's so interesting. I ask the same question to every guy, and every one of us, myself included, has a different story that God has woven his hand through all this.
Yeah.
It's just sometimes it's the remotest connection.
Yeah, really.
So cool to hear how guys end up here. So we've been here working on 3 weeks now. What are some of the memorable things so far for you? What sticks out about your first 3 weeks here?
No, I'm a big fan of Bible study. I'm gonna be vulnerable here. I think that for men, I think a big part of a community that God calls us to is getting in Bible study. Always being able to attest to, being able to increase my faith in worship in a church or through songs. But I think at least, especially for men, for us to be able to have to come together and talk with other subjects, it's about things that we may not want to bring up to the surface. I think that stuff's really cool, and I think here at AIA, I think they do a great job of just helping a team grow all closer, especially in these first few weeks. All new guys from all different areas. We've all been able to get together pretty much 4 or 5 times a week, and just being able to get really real, get really vulnerable, increase our faith. There's been guys who've been opened up about stuff that's happened recently. They've been dealing with since childhood, and I just think it's a really awesome experience. I mean, even though it's been 3 weeks, I mean, I feel like I've known these guys pretty much my whole life.
Pretty cool. Any uniquely Alaska type things that have happened off the field or, on off days or whatever?
I would say never hiked before. I mean, I'm from Texas and it's pretty flat there. I mean, I could probably see a tumbleweed rolling about 2 or 3 miles away at all times. So
come out to East Texas. There's a little hiking out
there.
there.
Little hiking out there. I would say that I definitely got to hike Mount Bear. Me and some of my teammates. It was really fun. And then been fishing a lot. Been fly fishing. Been cast fishing. I mean, I've put on my first set of waders. Got out in the river 1 or 2 times so far. So I think just exploring just the nature out here has been really fun.
All right, awesome. Any shout outs to family or friends back home?
I'd shout out to my girlfriend Samantha. Shout out to my dad back home. I pray that they could eventually make their way up here at one time just to see how beautiful it is up here. But that's all I got for today.
All right, Jaden. Thanks for your time. I hope the rest of the summer is awesome for you.
100%. Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right, a big thank you to Jaden Hill for taking a few minutes to visit with me a couple days ago. And, boy, it's so unique to hear how people get up here. In the interim, Gavin Alvetti has taken the rubber for the Chinooks, 6 foot 180, a right-handed sophomore out of the University of Central Arkansas. And a really nice play short by Louis Zuleika. Got a speedy Dylan Marks. Marks almost beat it out. Bang, bang, played first. That was the first out. A strikeout of Stolga. There's 2 outs, nobody aboard. Now it's Junior Barajas has drawn a 2-0 count. Here's the pitch. That ball's hammered high to right field. This has got a chance. Ball's out of here. We are tied. Junior Barajas, a long fly ball into the wind. And we are tied at 3. 2 outs and a 2-0 pitch that he liked, and he put a swing on it. So we're tied at 3 here in the bottom of the 8th inning. All right. They're on the airplane watching. Shanahan's watching Brendan from 40,000 feet. Little tapper. That's going to be a bunt and foul ball. Really close. And that ball just trickled foul on the bunt attempt by Chase Knight. He'll have to come back to the plate. Well, the home run has brought some bubbles out of the fans on the first base side of the ballpark, doing their best imitation of the 12th man. The Texas A&M fans are all about the bubbles during rallies. Solo home run has tied this game, and I'm starting to smell sudden death here. We're tied at 3 here in the bottom of the 8th inning. 2 outs and an 0-1 count on Chase Knight. Alvetti the pitch, another bunt attempt, and he missed that time. It's 0-2. Well, thanks for checking in. The Alvettis, Mr. Corbin, and the Shanahans enjoying this game from high above the planet on their way to Anchorage for the week. So what a privilege that'll be to watch your son play. And thanks for chiming in on the live chat. And as I say, every time we play the Pilots, if I were doing this, I would watch the video from the Chinooks and turn my volume off and listen to Casey Roll. Casey Roll, really a nice, great broadcaster, working his way up the ranks with the mothership, ESPN. He's done some SEC games this last spring, and really a pro's pro. Ground ball right back to Galvin. He flags it down, runs it over to first, and there's your inning. That'll go 1-3 if you're scoring at the house. However, the Pilots, a solo home run with 2 outs off the bat of Junior Barajas. And we got a new game here. We are all tied as we go to the 9th inning. 3-3. Back in just a minute. Top of the ninth inning and top of the Chinook lineup. Oliver Dagenhart will lead it off, the Chinook of the week. And we're tied at 3 going to the ninth inning. Well, to remind you about sudden death if we get there, these two clubs, if we stay tied through 9, will play 1 regular extra inning. If the teams are tied after 10 innings, we'll play a sudden death, and we've already had one between these two clubs earlier this summer. The Chinooks took it up at Lee Jordan Field in a 0-0 game. Really odd thing. So we'll see how this plays out as Dagenhart takes ball 1. Next pitch, way inside, 2-0. Well, you'd love to get him on. Got good speed. Jace Russell, big right-hander from Kingwood, Texas, Dallas Baptist University, still on the mound for the Pilots in a 3-3 ball game. 2-0 pitch. That's going to be a solid strike. Russell started the inning with 31 pitches. Came on in the 6th inning, or in the 9th. Boy, fastball inside and just got a piece of it. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Nobody on, nobody out. Top of 9. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Boy, late on the fastball, fouls it down the first base side. And we'll do it again with a 2-2 count. And, well, I think it was catcher's interference, because running down to first base is Dagenhart. So catcher's interference called. Dagenhart at first base. Boy, we've had a little bit of everything in this game. I mean, if you look back on things, it's really been a unique ball game. That's why we love the game so much. So many different things. Now you got the go-ahead run at first, nobody out, and Louis Zuleika going to show bunt and takes a ball off the plate, ball 1. So Dagenhart at first base on the night, 2 for 4. It's Zuleika now. He's 1 for 4, and he'll probably stay with that sac bunt here. Going to show it. Russell the set, Russell the pitch. There's the bunt, first base side, nicely done. You go to first, and the sacrifice is performed by Louis Zuleika. That'll go 1-4. Actually 3-4. And over to second base goes the speedy Dagenhart. So he'll get in scoring position for Jordan Jaffe. Jaffe officially 0 for 1. Flew out to right back in the first inning. Since then, walked twice and got hit by a pitch. First pitch is an off-speed pitch, misses low. Ball 1, time called now. And coming in is Troy Sanders. He's going to have a little chat with Jace Russell on the mound. We're tied at 3, top of 9. The Chinooks 3-8-1. The Pilots 3-8-2. The 1-0 pitch in there for a strike. It's 1-1. David Hefner started this ball game, got into the 4th inning. Then it was Cal Scolari, and now Jace Russell. A 1-1 count with 1 away. The go-ahead run in scoring position for the Nooks. The pitch. Good off-speed, and Jaffe swings through it. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Well, obviously, you got everyone on the edge of their seat here. The go-ahead run at second. A good runner in Oliver Dagenhart. But a 1-2 count on Jaffe. The pitch. Swing and a miss. Got him. And a good off speed there. Jaffe just got to wave through it. And there's out number 2 of the inning. 5 strikeouts for Russell. And 9 strikeouts for Pilot pitching. 2 outs in the 9th. R.J. Rickabaugh has a chance now to give the Nooks the lead. Been a rough go of it for R.J. tonight. He's grounded into 2 double plays his last 2 times up. A strikeout looking and a walk. So officially 0 for 3. Ground ball, first base side. You got to hurry. Flip it to the pitcher, and there's your inning. So that'll go 3-1 on the putout. The Chinooks get a leadoff batter aboard. They bunt him over. But nice job by Jace Russell to get out of trouble. A strikeout and a routine grounder. It's a 0 on the board. No runs, no hits. You leave 1 guy on. Chinooks will have left 9 on base here as we head to the bottom of the 9th inning. 3-3 our score for the Pilots. The bottom part of their order. 7, 8, 9. Cows, Shanahan, and Rico scheduled to hit. Back in a minute. All right, the Chinooks have gone to the bullpen for the 2nd time tonight. The new pitcher is Aiden Collins. 5'9", 210, a left-handed freshman out of Quincy University. He'll take over for Gavin Alvetti. Aiden Collins, an Evansville, Indiana native, and he will face the bottom 3 in the lineup. Jacob Cows leading it off, left-on-left matchup. Swing and a miss, strike 1. On the night, Cows sacrificed flying an RBI back in the 2nd inning, got hit by a pitch in the 4th, and grounded back to first base in the 6th. So officially just 0 for 1. High chopper. This is a tough play. You got to hurry. Ollie catches and throws. Got him. Nice job and good hands there by Oliver Dagenhart. He appeared to lose the handle a little bit, and he just kind of shoved it over to Jacob Hayes for out number 1. And that was hit high in the air. He had to come running in, and that good, quick speed of his allowed him to come in and cut that ball off quickly. And Cows is out at first base for the first out of the inning. Here's Shanahan now. Brendan Shanahan, 1 for 3 on the night. Couple of grounders to third and a base hit to left. First pitch, swing and a miss, strike 1. Well, we're still on a full inning away from a sudden death type of scenario. We'll play 1 complete inning and then go into sudden death. Good pitch right there, called ball. Three, 8, and 1 for the Chinooks. 3, 8, and 2 for the Pilots. Alvetti throws 15 pitches in his 1 inning of work. Right now, Russell at 42 pitches. Been a pretty well played game. Pretty good pace of play tonight. I don't know if I say well played. We've had some errors. We've also had some really strange plays along the way. I haven't counted up how many double plays, but maybe 4 or 5 in the game. 2-1 pitch, just misses. 3 balls and a strike. And the Chinooks have hit into 3 double plays. There's a fly ball to left. You got to hurry. Brady Groves runs it down. Nicely done by the Chinook left fielder, L7. That ball was hit pretty hard. Groves stayed with it. Ball might have gotten the gap, but Brady runs well, and he cut it off for out number 2. Now it's the 9-hitter, catcher Bo Rico. And Rico 0 for 3 tonight. Ground ball to second, strikeout swinging, and an error by Jacob Hayes his last time up. Chopper right back to Jacob, and he'll catch it, step on the bag, and there's your inning. 3U if you're scoring at the house. We're headed for free baseball. No runs in the 9th inning for the Pilots. A 1-2-3 inning for Aiden Collins. And we are going to play 1 extra inning here in the 10th, and then if we're still tied, we'll play that sudden death. And for now, it'll be the Chinooks coming to the plate. Hayes, Reynolds, Hill scheduled to hit. Back in a minute. We're supposed to play 1 full inning and then the sudden death. That's the way it's supposed to go. They screwed that up at our place. We went straight into sudden death. Huh? We didn't do it there. We didn't do it at our place. What we're supposed to do is play 1 full inning. If it's still tied, then we do sudden death. That's the way it's written. Yes. All right, welcome back to Mulcahy Stadium, and per the ABL rules now, we're in extra innings. We will play 1 extra inning with regular baseball, and then if we're still tied after 10, we'll play a sudden death half inning, and we'll see if we get to that. But we're in extra innings now. Jacob Hayes to lead it off. 0 for 4 tonight for Jacob. New pitcher for the Pilots, Tommy Beam. First pitch off the plate, ball 1. 6'7", 205, a right-hand sophomore from West Virginia University. He is from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Big, lanky righty. And the 1-0. Kind of a 3-quarter delivery. Chopper foul, third base side. So, for now, it's regular baseball for 1 inning. And if we're still tied after 10, then we'll go to that sudden death situation, which is really unique. I like it in summer ball. It saves some arms. The home team gets to choose whether they're going to hit or go in the field. And put a runner at first, no one out, and if the offense scores, they win. If the defense holds them, they win. Pitch is in there. It's 1-2. So won't worry about that just yet because we're going to play a full inning of baseball and see if either of these teams can break through. The 1-2. Kind of reached out, one hopper to Hefner, long throw, got him. Good play by Luke Hefner. Kind of came off the end of the bat, so didn't barrel that thing up. Jacob kind of reached for that pitch and did not barrel it up, and it took a while to get to Hefner. It was kind of a floater. Took one big hop to him. He had to hurry, and Jacob almost beat it out. One up, one down. Here's Tim Reynolds. And off the glove of the pitcher, and that's going to be a hit for Tim Reynolds. There you go. You got a base runner in the 10th inning. It's going to be a 1-B-1. The 5th infield hit of the night for the Chinooks. And, boy, here's Jaden Hill. 4 plate appearances. He's been on base all 4 times. 2 walks, 2 singles. Well, you might think about running for Reynolds, but he's going to leave him out there. He represents the go-ahead run here in the 10th inning. And Jaden Hill takes ball 1. Big right-hander. Beam the set, the pitch. In there for a strike. Tommy Beam, 6'7", release point. A new look for the Chinook hitters. And a strike. As Beam steps off the mound in frustration, kind of shaking his head at himself. 1 out here in the 10th. Hayes hit a ground ball to short. Infield single for Reynolds. Boy, runners off the pitch, and boy, Timmy had a huge jump. But with 2 strikes, you got to protect there, so Jaden fouled it off. Tim Reynolds had that running start at first base. And, boy, if that was a ball, there was no shot to get him. So you got to swing at anything close here if you're Jaden Hill. 2-2-2, and step and a dive back as Beam tries to keep Tim Reynolds close. Reynolds a catcher by trade, so kind of got that running start. And Tommy Beam did not even think about picking him off. And there's a ball that gets away from the catcher, and there you go. You got a runner at second with only 1 out. I'm going to call that a pass ball. I don't know how they're going to score it. It didn't look like it hit before it got to the catcher, Bo Rico. So it's a full count now for Jaden Hill. He's got a chance now to drive in the go-ahead run. Here's the 3-2. Strike 3 called. Inside corner. Got him looking. And that's the 2nd out of the inning. Big strikeout for Tommy Bean. His first strikeout of the night. For Pilot pitchers, that's 10 strikeouts in this ball game. And here comes a coach. And I think this might be Jordan Brink out to the mound. Not 100% on that. I don't know if you're going to bring anyone in. Doesn't look like anyone's in that bullpen. So for now, it's Tommy Beam on the mound. So you got your catcher, Tim Reynolds, at second. And you might think about running for him, but you're going to keep him out there. And stepping in to hit is your right fielder, Sam Kopnowski. So Sam got a chance now to give the Chinooks the lead with 2 outs in the 10th. On the night, Sam 1 for 4. Infield single his first time up. Fly ball to center, couple of strikeouts. Way inside, ball 1. Well, golden opportunity here for the Chinooks. And we'll see if they can capitalize with 2 outs. Tommy Beam, big right-hander. There goes the runner. And another foul ball. Boy, he had a huge jump. Boy, Tim Reynolds has had 2 good jumps in this inning. And in both instances, now that pitch right there, with only 1 strike, You do have an opportunity to not swing at that pitch, but Sam got something he liked and fouled it off. The 1-1 pitch coming up, and now Beam's going to keep the runner close to second base. They are not enforcing the engagement rules or the time clock in this ABL. We were supposed to play NC2A rules, and they're being pretty lax on those engagement and time rules. Here's the 1-1. Swing and a miss. Big hack by Sam. Cannot connect. It's 1-2. So Beam now 1 strike away from getting his club in the dugout with a chance to win it in the bottom of the 10th. We're tied at 3, top of the 10th. Tommy Beam, the set, the 1-2. Way inside, 2-2. Kwapnowski, an infield single. Way back in the second inning, it was a bunt that stayed fair right on the line. Since then, fly ball to center. Couple of strikeouts swinging. 2-2 count, the pitch. Line drive right field. That's going to get down. You're going to send the runner home. Here comes the throw to the plate, and it will be offline, and the Chinooks take the lead on a 2-out single by Sam Kwapnowski. What a clutch hit for Sam. And the Chinook faithful making some noise down there. 4-3 Nooks here in the 10th inning. And stepping in now, the 9-hitter Brady Groves. Brady Groves is 1 for 3 tonight. He got hit by a pitch. Check swing, thought he might have gone. They're going to say no go on that. Ball 1. So the Nooks take a 4-3 lead here in extra innings. We're in the top. See if Aiden Collins can hold the line. Ground ball to second. This should do it. And there's Sanders throwing over, and there's your inning. 4-3 if you're scoring at the house. The Nooks get 1 run on 2 hits. An RBI single with 2 outs in the 10th by Sam Kwapnowski. And they now hold on to a 1-run lead as we go to the bottom of the 10th. For the Pilots coming up, it's the top of their lineup, Sanders, Hefner, and Marks. Back in a minute. Welcome back to Anchorage, Alaska. Dr. John Groth with you on the play-by-play. Bottom of the 10th inning, 4-3 Chinooks. They just scored a run on a 2-out base hit by Sam Kwapnowski, and Miss Reynolds has got Timmy's back. Timmy can run, and he can run. He had 2 bases stolen in the 10th inning. Both pitches were fouled off, and then Kwapnowski, a base hit to right field, and Timmy came running around third base and slid in safely with the go-ahead run. At top of the lineup for the Pilots, Troy Sanders takes strike 1. Sanders on the evening, 2 walks, a tapper back to the mound, and a fly ball to right field on a really good play by Kwapnowski. And quickly 0-2, Aiden Collins throwing strikes. So Sam Kwapnowski right now, your player of the game, has made some defensive differences, and he gets the big go-ahead hit in the 10th. Here's the 0-2 from Collins. That ball's in the dirt, and Timmy blocks it. But Sanders able to hold up. 1 ball, 2 strikes. We're in the bottom of the 10th inning here. And the Chinooks trying to hold on for win number 6 of the summer against 8 losses. Let's bring them to 5-6 in ABL play. Aiden Collins, the full windup, the 2-2, grounder right back to the mound. He'll catch it, bobble it, flip it over. And now you got Jordan Jaffe at first base, so you've made a change here. You've put Broughton at third base. And there's your first out of the 10th inning. That'll go 1-3. So Jaffe now at first base. And I think the change you've made is you put Broughton in the 5 spot. So if you're keeping score at the house, David Broughton unofficially now in the 5 hole. And there's 1 out in the 10th. And I don't know what some talking going on down there in the dugout area. 1 out in the bottom of the 10th inning, and now it's Luke Hefner. Left-on-left matchup here with their best hitter. That ball stroked left center field. That's not getting anybody's attention. That's all the way to the wall. Hefner drives the ball to center field for a double, and he's the tying run at second base. Well, I'll tell you what, Jaden Hill, no shot at getting that ball. He picked it up on 1 hop and got it in quickly. Otherwise, Hefner, with the speed of his, might have had a triple. But as is, he's the tying run in scoring position with 1 out. Here's Dylan Marks. And here's another guy you don't want to let beat you. Marks is 2 for 3 tonight. He got robbed his last time up on a really nice play by Louis Zuleika. He's got 2 singles, 1 to left, 1 to center. He scored a run and laid down a sac bunt. So he's done a little bit of everything out of that 3-hole tonight for the Pilots. And he's got a chance to tie this game in the bottom of the 10th inning. So more drama here at Mulcahy as we're playing in the extra innings. We're in the bottom of the 10th. Chinooks lead 4-3, but the Pilots threatening. Collins, the set, the pitch. Going to miss low, ball 1. You got to get through the meat of their lineup here if you want to win this ball game. And their best hitter just drove one to the left center gap for a 1-out double. And now you got to face Marks and then Stolga. And Barajas hit a whole solo shot his last time up. Fly ball center field, playable for Hill. And that'll be out number 2. So that'll be an F8. And now you're 1 out away from a win. Luke Stolga. He's got an RBI double tonight. So in the games we've played the Pilots, these 3 or 4 guys right in the meat of their lineup, Hefner, Marks, Stolga, and Barajas, you got to navigate those waters here in the bottom of the 10th inning. And Aiden Collins is 1 out from getting a win. Come in a vulture win for the left-hander. First pitch. Drilled to left field. This is trouble. That ball is out of here. A walk-off 2-run home run for Luke Stolga. And the Pilots win it in the bottom of the 10th. That was a laser. And, boy, you're 1 out away, and the Pilots will celebrate at home plate on the walk-off home run by Luke Stolga. And I'm not sure what's going on out here. We got some fisticuffs. Some guys have said some things here, and this is unnecessary. I don't know why we got guys out there. And good job by Coach Cole and the other coaches keeping these guys in check. And I don't know if Timmy Reynolds took exception to what happened at home plate. As the Pilots were celebrating, and all of a sudden you had confrontations between the Pilots and the Chinooks. And you really don't need the Pilots. There's some Pilots guys that are continuing to come back toward home plate. And you know what? There's a good way to win, and there's a bad way to win. And there's a good way to lose and a bad way to lose. So high emotions here at Mulcahy on a Monday evening, and what a great game this was. And that's what takes away from it. The greatness of it is you got teams that kind of, fortunately, cooler heads prevailed. And so the Pilots will win in walk-off fashion in extra innings, a 2-run home run off the bat of Luke Stolga. And, boy, after scoring a run and getting down to your last out, the Pilots able to get the walk-off home run by Stolga on the first pitch he saw from Aiden Collins. So 2 runs will give the Pilots a 5-4 win. And if you look at the box score, we'll pull up this box score, try to get you on your way here, as I'm not sure it's going to be updated just yet. I think the scorekeeper's in that dugout celebrating with his teammates. So let's walk you through the game here, as the Chinooks will lose this one by a score of 5-4. Chinooks 4 runs on 10 hits. So Chinooks commit 1 error. The Pilots will score 5 runs on 10 hits. They commit 2 errors. And your winning pitcher is going to be Tommy Beam. And your losing pitcher will be Aiden Collins. And going back and recapping this one very quickly, the Chinooks would score 2 runs in their half of the second inning, as Reynolds and Jaden Hill would score runs in that inning. And it was 2-0 Chinooks, but the Pilots would come back and score a run in the bottom half of the second inning on a sac fly by Jacob Cows. It was 2-1 after 2 innings. Chinooks would add another run in the third inning on an RBI single by Jaden Hill. It was 3-1 Chinooks. It stayed 3-1 until the 6th inning. And in that 6th inning, a leadoff single by Marks, an RBI double by Stolga, and they did all kinds of damage tonight at the plate. And it was a 1-run game at 3-2. In the 8th inning, it was Barajas, a solo home run, and that tied it. We stayed 3-3 until just a minute ago when the Chinooks scored a run in their half of the 10th, making it 4-3. And with 2 outs in the bottom of the 10th inning, Luke Stolga, one for the grandkids, a 2-run walk-off home run, gives the Pilots a 5-4 walk-off win here at Mulcahy. And so, again, your final line score for the Pilots, 5 runs, 10 hits, 2 errors. For the Chinooks, 4 runs, 10 hits, 1 error. Give you some stars of the game as we walk through this box score a little bit. Hefner, another good night at the plate. He's 2 for 4. Marks was 2 for 5. Stolga, a 2 for 5 night, and he gets the walk-off winner. He drives in 3 of the 5 Pilot runs. So your offensive star of the game is Luke Stolga for the Pilots. Barajas also had a nice game, a double and a home run. He scored a couple of runs, so he was a big part of this offensive production for the Pilots tonight. And so those are your offensive stars for the Pilots. On the pitching side for the Pilots, let's look at this real quick. They used 4 arms tonight. Your starting pitcher was David Hefner. He went 3 1/3, 7 hits, 3 runs, all of them earned, walked 3 batters, struck out 2, faced 20 hitters, and threw 75 pitches. Then he gave the ball to Cal Scolari. Inning and 2/3, no hits, no runs, walked 2, struck out 2, and facing 6 batters tonight. 21 pitches for Scolari. Then it was Jace Russell for 4 innings. What a nice job he did out of the bullpen. 1 hit, no runs, struck out 5 Chinooks tonight, faced 14 batters, and threw 42 pitches. And then it was the big, long, lanky right-hander, Tommy Bean. He kind of vultured a win tonight. Through 1 inning, gave up 2 hits, 1 run. It was an earned run. He did strike out a Chinook. He didn't walk a batter. He faced 5 hitters and threw 19 pitches in earning the win for the Pilots. Tommy Bean, the winning pitcher tonight. On the box score for the Chinooks, Degenhart was 2 for 4 in that leadoff spot. He drove a run in. And Timmy Reynolds, a nice ball game, 2 for 4, scored a couple of times. Jaden Hill, a really nice night, 2 for 3, a run scored and a run driven in. Kwapnowski looked to be the hero of the game, 2 for 5 with an RBI, gave the Chinooks the lead, and it went all the way to the bottom of the 10th, a 2-out, 2-run home run. And other than that, Sam Kwapnowski would be your star of the game. He's still in a really good game, making some defensive plays and also driving in the go-ahead run in the top of the 10th. Those would be your offensive stars of the game. On the pitching side of it for the Chinooks, really good start for Nolan Livesey. 7-inning pitch, 7 hits. He scattered them, 2 runs. They were both earned. He walked 2, struck out 3 batters. Faced 29 pilots tonight and 78 pitches for the left-hander. Then he gave the ball to Gavin Alvetti. He threw 1 inning, gave up 1 hit, 1 run. It was an earned run. Did not walk a batter, struck out 1, faced 4 hitters, and threw 15 pitches. And then it was Aiden Collins, inning and 2/3 for Aiden. 2 hits, 2 runs. They were both earned on that home run that walked them off. He faced 7 batters and threw 15 pitches. So, boy, a tough one for the Chinooks as they drop this one at Mulcahy, walk-off fashion. They lose 5-4. Well, what's next for the clubs? The Chinooks will have an off day to kind of let this resonate, and that's never fun. I'll tell you, when you get walked off, you want to get right back on the horse. So they will play they will play their next ball game at Palmer against the Matsu Miners. 6 o'clock start from Herman Brothers Field in Palmer, Alaska. They'll be off tomorrow. And let's take a peek at what's next for the Pilots. After this one tonight, it's tomorrow against the Matsu Miners. So both these teams, their next ball games are against the Matsu Miners. The Pilots will, well, it doesn't say where the game is. Now it is. It's here. The Matsu Miners will come down here tomorrow night. Then we'll play the Miners at Matsu on Wednesday night. So, anyways, that'll wrap things up on a Monday night. Boy, I appreciate all the live chats. Always good to hear from everyone out there. And a great game here at Mulcahy Stadium. The Pilots win in walk-off fashion in the bottom of the 10th. A 2-run home run by Luke Stogo will give them the walk-off victory. The win will take the Pilots' record now to 5-9. They are now 5-9-1 overall. For the Chinooks, the loss will drop them to 5-9, and they are now 4-7 in ABL play. And so, for a Monday night, that'll wrap things up. Our next broadcast will be from Palmer, Alaska, at Herman Brothers Field, 6 o'clock start. We'll have some pregame interviews for you. We'll try to get some more player in-game interviews as well. Again, thanks for all the live chat on the YouTube channel. And thanks be to God who gives us the victory through Jesus Christ our Lord. Until Wednesday night from Palmer, Alaska, this is John Gross signing off from Anchorage, Alaska. So long, everybody.